Hey guys, how are you guys doing? This is your girl Owamie, aka Mistreat for color, putting back for our entertainment. If it's your first time joining me, you're most definitely welcome. Please do subscribe. I absolutely love you. Do not mind my lip. I love this lip color. Some people love it on me, some people hate it. I love it, so I'll wear it whenever I wanna wear it. Okay, I bought it. And a lot of people ask me, it's Essence, by the way. I'm sorry I don't have it right here. I was gonna show you guys, but it's Essence and I absolutely love it. So okay, today we're going to be talking about something that I feel is a bit more serious. I feel like I've been doing those lately. So I did ask you guys on a poll and a lot of people chose like my YouTube journey and this one, forgiving yourself. And I'm like, my YouTube journey, I feel like I'm gonna have to tell you guys like everything, like from the beginning, so it's gonna be long. And on top of that, maybe I might do a part 1 and part 2, I don't know. But one thing I know for sure is that I think I'll get a bit emotional because I have to go to that time, which was very difficult for me. So I feel like I need to just get a separate day and do that video alone, because I feel like after that video, like there's no other thing that's being made. Okay, so today I'm gonna go ahead and talk about forgiving yourself, because I feel like it's something that is so serious. It's something that is so important, and a lot of us do not even realize that, you know, we harbor a lot of anger and guilt, you know, like anger against ourselves, and of course guilt, you understand. And I follow, you know, the statement that says forgiveness is not for someone, forgiveness is for yourself. And when I was younger, I used to be like, no, I'm not going to forgive that person, blah blah blah. But growing older, honestly, I've come to a point in my life where I forgive people even when they did not ask for forgiveness. Like, I just look at you do foolishness and I'm like, okay, I forgive you. Like, I tell myself I forgive you and I move on with my life and I'm completely fine. And someone will think, oh, this person hates me or this person has this. I only hate the devil. Like, I am at that level in my life where I tell myself I'm not going to keep anyone in my heart. I'm going to forgive everyone, and I forgave myself first, and that was when I actually allowed myself leave and I got my second chance, because I feel the life I'm living right now is a life that most people, to be honest with you, never thought I would. Not even half of what I have right now. Most people, a lot of people that know me personally, never thought that I would even have what I have, you understand? So I'm gonna go ahead and start with, you know, in life when we live, and obviously this is going to align with my life story. I feel like that's like most of the times, like if you're talking about something, it has to align with something. So it's gonna align with my life story, and I'm gonna just tell you guys a little bit. You guys do know that I did nursing and I actually left because of mental reasons and whatnot, like depression and whatnot. And the university was the one that actually deregistered me, you guys. I was insisting, I wanted to go, but I was not coping. I would miss classes. Like, sometimes, you know, depression would hit. I'd be in my room a full week, and if you've ever suffered depression, you'll understand it's like you are a prisoner in your own mind. You cannot help it. It's like you can't do anything. Like, it's like that time my mind would just be like, I just want to be in the room, I don't want to go out, I don't want to do anything, and that's what I'm going to do. People would come knock in my room, I won't open for anyone. I'll go out going to the toilet, and after that I enter, I sleep or I do something, I don't know. But honestly, it was really bad, to a point where obviously the department saw, and then they said, okay, we're registering you and whatnot. But a lot of people do not know that I harbored a lot of guilt. Obviously, after I went to the hospital, I got my mental help, in terms of I saw a psychologist, I went through a psychiatrist. So it was a long journey, and once my mind was like now back to being fine, I started feeling guilty. I was like, you know, there are people that lose their moms, why is it that they finished? There are people that lose this, why is it that they coped? I started really having a battle within myself. And the biggest problem thing with that is that you are angry. Like, you're angry, and you're angry at yourself. Who do you take that out to? You take it out to the people that are close to you the most. You feel like you don't deserve love, you feel like you don't deserve good things, you feel like honestly you messed up in life to a point of no return. And I feel like at one point that was how I was feeling. It was like, no matter what it is that I want to do, no matter what, like, I'm not good enough. Like, I didn't finish that, it means I'm not good enough. I didn't do this, it means I'm not good enough. And whilst I'm living and obviously growing, because remember then I was still very young, I was I think the time I started having this battle within myself, I was 23 going 24, and that time obviously I had lost my mom, you know, my baby sister fell pregnant. I had to be a mother and a grandmother at the age of 23, 24. So you know, I had to be a mother of two at the age of 23, and then I had to be a grandmother of one at the age of 24, because as much as I am my nephew's aunt, he takes me as a mom, and I absolutely love that, but I had to step in and play the role of a grandmother in terms of I had to nurse him, I had to nurse his mother, I had to nurse him until the umbilical fell. I don't have a child, so I didn't know all those things. My nursing background is the one that I can say really helped me. But in Venda, you guys know that when you're still young, you're not even supposed to carry a newborn. But I had to find myself in a situation where I'm caring for a newborn full time without any experience, without any adult next to me. I was the adult in the situation. And I mean, you know, living and going through financial struggles and whatnot, there was a part of me that was highly you know, kicking myself inside. Like, if you were a nurse, you were gonna still be getting the amount of money you were getting, but at the end of the day, it was like, looking at it, I was like, but there was nothing I could do at that moment. At that particular moment, honestly, I was failing. I couldn't, but I had a huge fight. I did not forgive myself, you guys, for the longest time, seeing my peers making it in life, driving cars, staying in beautiful places, getting the lobolas paid. Here I am, like, with my man, we're struggling, we're parents, we're grandparents, we're doing this, we're doing that. And on top of that, you know, our society, the people that were around me, anytime there's a problem, they'll talk of, well, you should never have left school, you know, you should have done this, you should have done that. And I thought it's one thing that in our community, people do not understand, and that's one thing I say I dislike about blacks, is the fact that blacks don't really care about mental health. You know, I saw someone actually did a status and they were laughing about it, and you know, my heart was so painful. People came in and they were laughing because people do not understand how serious this is. Someone said that you know, I was at home and my mother said, like, let's say if this person is Owamie, like, like, what depresses you, Owamie, when you go to bed with a full stomach? It's not I mean, obviously, if you're educated when it comes to depression, like, if you just know a bit of it, you will know that you can live in the best house and still have depression. And the fact that, you know, our economy the way that it is, yes, you do eat, but maybe you don't have a job, that's depressing you. Maybe, you know, where you're working, you're not earning enough. You can see the amount of work you do. Like, there's just more in life than what I'm going through, and sometimes that depresses people. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of times, people around me blamed me a lot. Actually, not a lot of time, all the time. Like, everyone was talking about it. Owamie, you know, you never should have dropped out of school, you never should have done this, never should have done that. And no matter how much I really explained, like, guys, I really couldn't. I was failing. It wasn't even me that got myself out. Like, they saw, but no one really even listened to me, and which I feel like even made it worse, because it made me look at myself, and I was like, if other people are saying it, then it means that, like, okay, I need to also look at it. And I looked at it and I was like, I'm blaming myself. I had so much problems, you guys, because of that. And not only that, you guys, like, we have all made so many stupid mistakes. I'm one of those that is not afraid to admit I've made so many mistakes. Maybe you have a child by a guy that everyone told you he's wrong, he's gonna leave you. You have a child, he leaves you. That's something that blacks will keep on telling you forever, and sometimes you may not even realize it, but you harbor that anger towards yourself. They told me, I never listened, and now here I am. Not necessarily to say you don't love your child, because I feel like every parent will love their child, but at the end of the day, you will love your child, but you'll be like, I wish my child's father was not his father. I wish his father maybe was this guy that I'm with right now that loves me, or someone else, or my husband, or I should have waited before I had this child. This exact child could come, but just maybe at a later stage, and you harbor anger towards yourself. Maybe you quit your job because of, you know, you thought you saw a business venture and you thought it's going to work, but it didn't, it failed. I remember there was a time I had to sell my car to buy my trailer. Then that was when I started cooking pap by the side of the road. That went on, and I had to stop. Some things there, like the business failed, and it also failed because of my mental problems. Like, honestly, mental health, you guys, is something that is so serious. And so after that, you guys, I'm gonna do a full story time of how I became I used to cook pap at the center of the restaurant, and you know the whole full story. You know, so I harbored a lot of anger towards myself. I had a trolley that I was standing here, and I sold my car. Now I have to work because we had one car now that was left, and that car that I had sold, I had bought it cash. So you know, the time that our car got repossessed, I was like, maybe I shouldn't have sold it, because even if the whole thing failed, would be having a car even though it's smaller, at least, you know, those kind of things. And I did harbor those feelings towards myself, and which is also not healthy, you understand. I mean, it's a lot of things, you guys, that you would have done, because remember, we do things that other people don't even know and we don't even talk about, but we hold them against ourselves. Like, maybe right now you're living your life, you're HIV positive, and you got it from a guy that maybe everyone told you this guy's a player, and you got played, and unfortunately you got this, and you harbor a lot of anger towards yourself. Now, I mean, a lot of things, you guys, a lot of things. Now, for me, honestly, I would like to just say, in life, forgiveness doesn't only apply when you have to forgive other people. I think the person you need to forgive first over anything is yourself. You can never love yourself if you're angry with yourself. And loving yourself means you will make proper decisions for yourself. It will mean that you're not gonna let people mistreat you because you know who you are. I saw this other video of this other girl here on YouTube. She used to do porn, and she said that, you know, her boyfriends used to cheat on her, and she used to be like, okay, it's fine, they can cheat because I did porn, but she wasn't doing it at the time that she was with them, and that was her past. And her past was basically because she was angry at herself and felt guilty at herself to say, I used to do porn, I used to sleep with so many different guys, so these guys that I'm with, they have a right to be cheating on me because I did that. And she was like, I was so wrong of that, because at the end of the day, if you're gonna love me, you need to love me with my past, my present, and you're gonna have to love me with my future, obviously. And I completely understood from that, and I was like, yes, you're absolutely right. It doesn't matter what you did before. Some people, you guys, as I said, are so angry at themselves for having kids that when they get into a new relationship, the man mistreats them, cheats, and they tell them, but you have a child outside. But that child you came with, when you came to me, you knew this child was here. So what is you talking about? Because if you're gonna love me, you need to love me with this child, then, now, and obviously forever. But if you've not fully forgiven yourself, then you're gonna let people mistreat you like that. There are certain people that, you know, they allow other people write them off life. Do not be one of those people. I was one of those people that people had written off life. I remember recently I gave someone money, and I just sent them money. I was like, hey, you know what, I understand you're struggling. Like, you know, obviously as families who talk, you hear someone saying, oh, you know, there's a problem here, whatever. And I was sleeping. I was like, you know what, I called, hey, can you please give me your account number? She uses Capitec, so I was like, your numbers. Gave me the numbers. I transferred her money. She was so happy. And you know, she said a statement. She was like, this is this saying in Venda that is basically talking of it's the brick that is most it may be the brick that the bricklayer disregards the most, that can basically make the whole house stand strong. And that's the statement that she actually said. And to be honest with you, I was happy, but at the same time, it took me back a bit to say everyone had really written me off life. They'd looked at me like, you failed as an S, you started a business, it failed, this and that. And it was before we were obviously YouTubing and a lot of people had written me out. I was that girl that was staying with a guy that never married her for 7 years. So you need to understand how much I had to go through life and in life. And I feel like, you know, the biggest thing that as I said, I did for myself was forgive myself. It wasn't easy, but I really did. I was like, you know what, I'm forgiving myself and I'm starting to love myself. I protect my surroundings so much. I cut off family members. I do not care who you are. If you mistreat me, I do not want you in my life. I cut people off my life that at that time are not working for me. If you're not working for me, you're constantly putting me down, you're constantly making me feel horrible about myself. I don't care who you are, I'm cutting you off. Because at the end of the day, we may be blood related, but if you constantly do things that make me as a human being feel like complete nonsense, I don't want you in my life. And I cut people off because of I want to protect my surrounding. Me as a person, I've forgiven myself enough to understand that I only deserve the best of the best. It doesn't matter that someone may look at me and feel like you don't deserve the best, because you don't look the way I feel you're the best, or because you don't talk the way that I feel like you're the best. I forgive myself to a point where, you guys, I work so hard for myself. I do certain things for myself. I'm super confident in myself, not because of I'm gorgeous or anything, but because I do not have any baggages that are holding me back, that are with me. Now someone out there might be having strong with me, but I'm fine. I don't have strong with myself. And I think it's very important that as people, we understand that if you do not forgive yourself, then you will go through this life the most hardest way. And the biggest problem, or I feel like the most painful thing, is forgiving yourself when you're 50 and now you have guilt of, I should have forgiven myself when I was 25, or when I was 20, or when I was whenever. And another thing, again, I feel like the biggest thing that most people use against others is like money. A lot of people respect people simply because of they have money, and I think that's why sometimes some people are so shocked that I can come out here boldly talk about a celeb says something, I say back, and they're like, but Owamie, you are a nobody, you don't even have anything, this person is rich, this person is that. I do not respect a person based on their bank account value. I respect someone based on their, you get it? Because if you only look at money, you'll end up respecting ho rolls. Some people spread it wide for their money. You get what I'm saying? So I will only respect you based on how you respect yourself. And so I feel like at times some people fail to do that, because they look at themselves and they're like, but who am I? You are you, honey. Who are you? When they ask, I am Owamie, darling, okay? In case you did not know, you need not to live this life as if, you owe someone something. Even if you owe people money, you don't owe them your life. So you still have the right to live your life to your fullest, okay? And that's how life is, and that's how everything is. And honestly, I wish that if maybe you just didn't realize that, maybe what, I am harboring anger towards myself. I harbor a lot of things towards myself. You need to start by, before you even go to forgive someone else, charity begins at home, and this is like the real home before you actually get to home. You understand what I'm saying? So if you're someone that just didn't forgive themselves for the past things that they've done, the past mistakes that they've done, some things may be, they may have been, your own doing or not. You need to always understand that with life, you make the best choice for that exact time. So there are certain things that I chose when I was 21 that I can never choose now. You get what I'm saying? And there's certain things I'm choosing now that I can never choose when I'm 50. Who knows, maybe when I'm 50 I'll be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I used to even do entertainment. You understand what I'm saying? So I feel like we'll always make the best decisions for that particular time, and when maybe we've gotten off the situation, we now be like, oh my gosh, like, why did I do that? But at the end of the day, if you were put back to that exact situation and not know maybe the outcome, you would still go and choose the exact same thing. So I feel like it's very important that as much as we do entertainment here and it's fun and I absolutely love it, I want my channel to be a little bit more than that. I have made so many mistakes in life, you guys. When they say mistakes, I've made a lot of them, and I'm so thankful to God, obviously, to where I am right now, and the fact that I'm mentally at a very strong place. Like, I'm mentally strong right now. You can't even believe that I was that person that was mentally broke. But right now I'm mentally strong. I'm fine enough to do what I even do, and I feel maybe there's a purpose for why I went through all the things that I actually went through. Maybe it was to help other people, lift other people, maybe, and just let them understand and know that you're not alone. A lot of us, we go through mistakes, we go through a lot of problems, but no matter what, you always need to make sure that you forgive yourself. And I'm not saying go out there and mess purposely, but I mean, there's certain things that you cannot control. Maybe you did when you were young and whatnot. You really need to just learn to forgive yourself and allow yourself a second chance. You'll never really have a shot at a second chance fully if you have not fully forgiven yourself. So that's all I'm going to say, guys. ninjas, I really hope you guys received this, and I'm not saying that I know it all. I still learn from other people even till today, and I'm sure I'll learn for the rest of my life. Child, I'm only 28, okay? So I think that's what I just wanted to say. You really do need to learn to forgive yourself, because for you to love yourself, you have to have forgiven yourself. You understand what I'm saying? Then if you don't forgive yourself, you love yourself the wrong way. And so that's the advice I'll just give you. I feel like I'm a big sissy up here, you know. I love you guys so much. Stay blessed, and obviously you guys know I'll see you guys in my next episode. Bye, ninjas.